Okay, and we are live, everybody. Okay, welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chic. For those who are new here, we are, for the most part, a commentary / reaction channel. Yeah, rebranded a long time ago. So if you're new, welcome and glad you're along for the ride. Okay, glad you're along for the ride. And yes. Getting all tongue-tied already. That's not a good way to start a stream. It's the second one I'm doing today. I rarely do 2 streams in one day, but hell, it happens. I took about 3 days off, so why the hell not? Saw recently a bunch of videos that kind of felt strongly about, so I thought, that I wanted to talk about. So just catching up, really. Hey, searching for keys. So who's here so far? Jigsaw Woman. I hope she's still here. Jigsaw Woman. She came earlier. Rogue Knox. Yes, Rogue Knox from Negative. I remember you from Neg's place. Yes, welcome. And Searching for Keys is no stranger here. Channel member. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, good to have you along. Okay, if you wish to join the channel, become a Mad Hatter, where we're all mad here, and that's a wonderful thing. Just click the join or click the link in the description box, whichever is easier for you, should you choose to do so. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, and that's a free way to help your girl out. So tonight we're doing another double feature of sort. We're going to be doing 2 reactions, similar topic. It's something I had thought about for, hey, Green Gypsy Bird, good to have you. Green Gypsy Bird, good to have you. So yeah, it's a topic that had weighed on my mind for a long time. The double standards, which viewers as a whole, generally speaking, they treat Eugenia Cooney versus how Amberlynn Reid or Foodie Beauty are treated. And I am working on the research of a video to talk about that. So consider this a prelude. Tonight I'm just reacting to 2 videos. Because Chikara Transformations, we're going to start with her because her video is longer. Her video is the longer one. So we're going to start with Chikara Transformations. We'll do PIerre XO afterwards, okay? Both of these people, both of these channels, I enjoy. Do I agree with everything they say all of the time? No. No, of course not. So, but overall, I like both of these people. I can recommend both their channels. In fact, both their channels are linked in the pinned comment below if you want to check them out if you don't know who they are, but I think many here already do. You forgot today was Thursday and missed the 4 o'clock. That's okay, Green Gypsy Bird. It's up for replay. Yeah, I'm going to try 4 o'clock for members only, for the members only chats on Thursdays. I'm going to do that for a while. I'm going to do that for a while because honestly, I had the most people in the chat, the most members in the chat at 4 p.m. than I did the other 2 streams where it was in the evening. Okay? So we're going to try that 4 p.m. for a little while. We may mix it up and alternate it, to give everybody in different time zones a chance. Because as it turns out, quite a few, almost half my channel members are from overseas. So usually if I go on at 9 o'clock, they're in bed, okay? It's middle of the night for them, especially on a school night. So yeah, so that's that's how we're going to do it for a while. Tomorrow afternoon, for those who are interested, I will be reacting to, according to Jexie's video that she did several days ago, because she asked me to watch it. It was about asking the question whether Eric B. Zink needs to be canceled or rescued. I already talked about this a few days ago. I believe he should be canceled. Did Jexie change my mind? Well, you'll have to wait and see tomorrow afternoon, but I think, oh, right, I might as well give it away. Yeah, I still think he needs to be canceled. This is no slight against Jexie, and I will explain more my answer tomorrow. This is in no way a slight against Jexie. Jexie's a sweetheart. She has an addiction and recovery channel. If you're interested, according to Jexy, if you're interested. But tomorrow afternoon, we'll be reacting to that at about 2 p.m. Simply because a lot of people who are interested in the Eric B. Zinc thing are in the UK. And so I'd like to give them a chance to be able to watch it live and interact in the chat. So we'll do that. Hey, Nietzsche Moose. Good to have you, our newest member. So before we go on to the reactions, I just want to give a shout out to my channel members. The newest one being Nietzsche Moose. Welcome to the Mad Hatters. Okay, hang on. Why did that go? Okay, hang on. Hang on. I forgot because I forgot to open it. That's why. Not very smart of me. Okay. Here we go. So a shout out to our Mad Hatters. All right. So yeah, it's been growing quickly. I started this around the first week of December, and 25 members, in 1 month. That's not too bad for a channel my size. That's pretty good. So I'm happy, and thank you all for the support. And I thank you immensely for the support. Like I said, for those who may be interested in joining, it's $1.99 per month. And you get the cool hat emojis, okay, that you can use in your if you drop a comment on a video or use in the live chats. Most of my uploads you'll get early access to without the ads. And Thursdays, now determined for the time being, Thursdays at 4 p.m., public live streams, but members-only chats. So if that's something that interests you, please consider doing so. All right. Excuse me. So, all right. So, like I said, I will be, yeah, exactly. Most of the Europeans are asleep right now. Exactly. So that's why we're going to do the Eric Zinc in the afternoon tomorrow. Like I thought about doing it tonight, but then again, like I said, I want the people who have an interest in this from the UK, I would like them to be able to have that opportunity. Hey, Isoto, good to have you. Good to have you. All right. So, like I said, we'll begin with the Chikara Transformations reaction. And she too alluded to the fact that there is a double standard between the way Amberlynn and Foodie Beauty versus Eugenia Cooney are treated. The video is called Eugenia Cooney's Clothing Hauls Are Problematic. And like I said, we'll start with hers because hers is the longer video. PIerre XO's is something like 10 to 15 minutes. Hers is 23 minutes. So we'll begin with hers. So for those of you who are here for PIerre XO, stick around. You might like Chikara Transformations. Two very different people talking about a similar topic. PIerre XO never talks about the gorals, at least not from what I've seen. But I found that everything he said in his video about Eugenia Cooney could very well be applied to Amberlynn Reid and Foodie Beauty, and I'll highlight those examples later when we react to him. So those of you, like I said, if you're here for the PIerre XO reaction, that's going to come later. So yeah, but you can stick around and watch the Chikara Transformations reaction, and I hope you do. I'd be happy to have you along for the ride. But otherwise, you may come back. As a reminder, all streams are left up, and you can view them in the replay. Yeah. Alrighty then. So without further ado, let's get to the reaction. We are beginning with Chikara Transformations. And the title of the video, Why Eugenia Cooney's Clothing Hauls Are Problematic. Yeah. All right. Sorry, my potato. My potatoes and wires are not working all that properly. All right, let's get to it. All right. Hey, Lauren. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you, Lauren. All right, so let's get started. Okay. Oh, geez. Oh, it would help if I shared the screen now, wouldn't it? It would definitely help if I shared the screen. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Yeah, I know, I'm cheap. I don't have YouTube Premium.
Equal opportunity to play.
That's a cool intro. I gotta say, that's a cool intro.
Thank you so much for tuning into this video, but a special thanks has to go out to my channel members. I appreciate you guys so much. We have a lot of fun over there. We have special emojis.
I think it is a good idea to shout out your members, your channel members or your Patreon members. I think it is. You know, they think highly enough to you know, support us in this way. It's a good idea to shout them out, show your appreciation.
We have private live streams, I show you my training, I make videos for your eyes only. So thank you to all the members who are there supporting my channel.
Cool.
And should you want to become a member, make sure you click the join button down below. It's optional. You don't have to, but feel free to. We have a good time.
All right.
Now, enjoy the video. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I'm like a professional YouTuber now, ain't I?
It's a new background he's using.
5 minutes later.
This is not the video. It will start in a second. It's just me editing or about to edit, and the cute microphone I'm holding, it doesn't work. It's very quiet, so it is just a cute prop. Yeah, I can't use it. It's just the audio from my camera, and I forgot to fix the screen record audio as well. So,
oh dear.
But YouTuber, I apologize. I will fix things once my life is sorted. Enjoy
That's
the video.
all right. You
My
just
name is
moved.
Ilona. I'm also
Hey, you just moved to another country. We don't expect you to be fully set up. Even if you move down, hey, when I move down the block, it takes me 6 months to set up household. Imagine if I moved to another country.
Chikara Transformations. I'm an online health and fitness coach, and I'm also a bodybuilder.
Yes, she
And
is.
today, I have a microphone. I've had a microphone for a while. I just haven't used it because the way I have to go about editing it, it's a bit convoluted, but I'm going to try it. And then once our bedroom is sorted,
You can do
it'll be
it.
sorted out soon. Hopefully I can get a better setup and actually record with a microphone through my camera. I do have a microphone. It just makes a weird clicking noise. If you're an OG, you know exactly what I mean. So let's try and do recording through the computer and then overlay the files. Not real problems. Anyway, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. We are going to look at some Eugenia. Now, I'm going to have to kind of talk in circles, because apparently if you pronounce her full name, your video gets demonetized, as well as...
This is true, and this is the first point I want to bring up. You can bring up Amberlynn Reed or Foodie Beauty or Chantal Marie, whatever she calls herself these days. You can bring them up in the title. You can put them in your tags. You can put them, feature them prominently in your thumbnail, and you can talk about them to your heart's content. And for the most part, you won't get demonetized. Your video will remain fully monetized. Mention Eugenia, and your video gets demonetized. My stream tonight got demonetized right out of the starting gate. Doesn't matter. It's important enough for me to discuss. So, so yeah, the video got yellowed. I'm on limited because of ad suitability, according to YouTube. So yeah, this is true. Why is that? You know, you mentioned Eugenia Cooney. Your video gets demonetized or you're yellowed. Okay, it's yellow. Okay, limited because ad suitability, all that. But you can talk about Amberlynn Reed. You can talk about Foodie Beauty till the cows come home. No pun intended. And odds are your video will remain fully monetized. Go figure.
If you say certain words in regards to her alleged mental illness, I do need to be mindful of how I go about saying things, but at the same time, I do think it's a discussion worth having. Before we get into it,
yeah, me too.
I need to disclaim, I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, or a dietitian.
That, God, after DC Media Girl railed on her, God. Good God. But yeah, it's good that she does, she puts that disclaimer out there. You know, it saves I would say it saves problems. So, all right.
Or a therapist for that matter. So, but anybody with eyeballs can see that she's a very sick girl.
Yeah.
Woman, very sick woman. Let's not
Agreed.
forget, she's not a girl anymore. She's a woman. She's 26 years old. Just some quick channel announcements. I'm going to be back to pretty much regular business from this week. If you're a channel member, I will get you out. You have it by now anyway, but updates on what's happening this week in terms of what I'm filming, content I'm uploading, etc. If you're not a member, consider it, because I do members only live streams. I give you updates on what I'm doing on internet.
Are you looking for change in your life? Maybe a new career or a new job or a way to make some extra.
Bye-bye.
In terms of uploading and filming on this channel and my Tries Out channel. And also I do members only videos. So yeah, if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. I'll leave the link down below. I think that's it, to be honest. Let's get into what we're going to do. So this is going to be slightly different.
Okay.
It's going to be doing more talking, less reacting, because there is not an awful lot to react to in terms of content she puts out, because the reality is
it's true. The reality is Eugenia Cooney's content, if anybody watches, it's pretty much the same thing. These days, I think she spends more time on Twitch than she does on YouTube. But it's pretty much the same thing all the time. And now, it's like a lot of body checking, I mean, people go after Amberlynn Reid for putting her body in the thumbnails. But Eugenia Cooney does a lot of body checking herself. Let me see what you're all saying in the chat. Let me flip over to the chat for a brief second. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Chikara's videos are great. I'm not into the fitness scene, but I watch her for her commentary. Like I said, I do like Chikara Transformation. Do I agree with everything she says? No. But here, I found it interesting. When I watched her video earlier, I found it interesting. I'm currently preparing to move. Yeah. I'm currently prepping to move on short notice, and it sucks. Oh God, I've been through that, Lauren. I wish you all the best with that. I've been through that. It's not fun. Hey, Mask Wrapper. Hey, Unprotected Legs. Good to have you along. Hey, Mask Wrapper. Cool. Good to have you along. But yeah, there isn't much. I mean, because it's pretty much a lot of body checking, or with Eugenia's content, it's not that exciting. Once in a while, she does a makeup tutorial. She does a clothing haul. She does a clothing haul. It's not that exciting. And as a matter of fact, it can be comparable more to Amberlynn's content, because what does Amberlynn do? I mean, the only difference, basically, besides the obvious appearance, it's both extremes, is that, of course, Eugenia, we don't see her do mukbangs. But other than that, take the mukbangs out of the equation, it's pretty much similar content, Both of them in front of a camera, both of them talking about their lives, both of them, one might put in the odd makeup tutorial, the other one might do something else. But it's pretty much, when you think about it, it's pretty much similar in content. Yeah.
That she doesn't eat, or, well, I don't mean it like that, but she doesn't show what she eats.
No.
And no, there's not an awful lot to react to, but there's some things that I did want to talk about, because one, I don't think it's fair to only be critical of
absolutely, and I was
with weight loss.
Absolutely. This is why I'm so glad Ilona talked about this. I am so glad. Absolutely.
Problematic eating. It is a scale. It comes in various different forms, and in my opinion, Eugenia is on the other side. I'm fairly sure she has kind of admitted to it, but then she goes back on it, and she's been...
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. She kind of alluded to it when Shane Dawson did that video in July of 2019. Was it 2019? Yeah, July 2019. Yeah, Eugenia did kind of allude to it, but at the same time, you saw a hint of denial. You recall that Jacqueline Glenn and friends tried to do an intervention. To this day, as far as we know, Eugenia still won't even mention Jacqueline Glenn's name. Jacqueline Glenn and her friends are seen as bullies. And yeah, Jacqueline Glenn got awful lot of hate, and that's the sad thing because of how that intervention that kind of went awry. And Jacqueline Glenn, well, Jacqueline Glenn, let's put it this way, she got thrown about the internet a bit too much after that happened. And despite all their best efforts, still, Eugenia Cooney is back to where she was. Is pretty much back to where she was. One does not need to be a medical professional just to see that, you know, just by appearance alone. And so I think if this is why I don't believe anybody publicly, another YouTuber, I don't think anybody's going to try another intervention after what Jacqueline Glenn went through. No one's going to. Absolutely no one.
And course, she has gone into rehab and then she's come out of it.
Yep.
So, but she kind of is publicly in a denial. I remember talking about this in the previous video.
Absolutely true.
I actually meant to do this video a little while ago. Life happened. Moving to Bulgaria happened.
Hope that went well. I really hope that went well for you and Evo, Ilona. I really do. Moving to a different country altogether can't be easy.
The reason I wanted to do this video, partially, is because I had a discussion with some of my subscribers in another video I did. I can't remember which one. And I was saying, why is it that we are more likely to feel sorry for somebody who is underweight, malnourished, as opposed to somebody that's overweight, when they're both clearly having mental illnesses?
And this is the thing, the other double standard, clearly. What do we see? You take a look at an Amberlynn or a Foodie Beauty comment section, but particularly in an Amberlynn comment section, because Chantal tends to close her comment section. Okay, like I said, it's their channels. They do what they'll do as they see fit, whatever they feel is best for them. But if you take a look at an Amberlynn Reed comment section, it is full of nastiness. It's critiquing the food. It's critiquing the clothes. It's critiquing her every little thing. And I'm sorry, calling her things like sodium-filled whales and stuff like that, calling her a pig, it's not constructive. It's not transformative. You're just hurling insults, and very shallow and silly and cliched ones at that. But Eugenia Cooney, I mean, what kind of insults does she get? I mean, yes, she was called out, and rightfully so, when there was that scandal with her mods in her Discord server and in her Twitch. As it turned out, the mods were not vetted, and some of them turned out to be registered sex offenders. They were caught for harassing other members. You got to remember one thing about Eugenia Cooney. She attracts a younger audience, most of whom are under the age of 18, many if not most. Okay, Amberlynn and Chantal, as far as I can tell, they attract an older audience, mainly an older audience. And so Eugenia Cooney's got the younger, impressionable girls, you know, that are watching her. And Amberlynn Reed and Chantal have basically older, like a bit older, at least certainly over the age of 18, watching. So, I mean, is vetting mods for a Discord server, your Twitch or your YouTube a big thing? Yes and no. But if you're going to have minors in your Discord server, yeah, you better, hell yeah. Look, this is why I do not admit minors in my Discord server. I don't want the hassle. Okay, I really don't want the hassle, because I know if something happens to a minor, I'm kind of responsible. Me as the owner of the server, I'm kind of responsible. I have to go through the headache. I have to go through all kinds of things, and it's not something I want to do. So that's why my Discord server is restricted to 18 and up. But anyways, yeah, I'm getting sidetracked. I tend to do that sometimes. Sorry. I tend to get sidetracked. But yeah, just all this to say, Eugenia's biggest criticism came for me as an observer only when it had to do with the mods. But overall, you know, yeah, she gets a lot of concern trolling like the Amberlynn and Chantal do, but it's a lot of, we're worried about your health. You know, and I think there is more sincerity. When someone says they're worried about Amberlynn or Chantal's health, there is a total lack of sincerity. You can see right through it. But I think there is a slightly more sincerity to it. And if you go on Instagram, okay, where everything is about glam Instagram, it's one of the reasons why I don't post there anymore. Okay, you check the comments on any given Eugenia Cooney post, you see a lot of hashtag goals, hashtag thinspo, hashtag thinspiration. The Pro-Ana brigade are out in full force on Instagram. Trust me on this one. Oh, you look gorgeous. Oh, you look beautiful, you know. Whereas with Amberlynn Reid and Foodie, you ugly old, yeah. You get the idea.
Let's be real, like nobody gets to 400, 500, 600 pounds by choice. Granted, maybe some.
No, I don't believe it is by choice. I mean, it's a consequence, but I don't believe it's a choice. Whereas somebody, okay, who goes the opposite way, I'm not going to say the word, even though my video is on yellow, limited monetization. Whereas somebody like Eugenia Cooney, they make that conscious decision to diet and lose weight. The difference is with some people, it's another sort of addiction. EDs mimic addictions in symptomology and in behavior in so many ways. So, yeah, and trust me, I used to work where I used to work 25 years ago. I worked around a bunch of girls with EDs, okay, trying to be as skinny as possible. So I'm not really strict. I even was roommates with them. So I'm no stranger to it as an observer. Okay. And let me see what you're all saying in the chat for a moment. Okay. Okay. Eugenia gets more sponsorship. Yeah, that's true too, Nietzsche. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah, usually it's makeup company. She gets comped makeup from Jeffree Star as well. Like she gets, I don't think Jeffree Star is her sponsor, but she does get comped. Thanks for the sympathy, y'all. At least I can milk it by complaining as many people as possible. That's all right, Lauren. That's okay. Kids, the internet is bad news. I don't know what we as a society can do about it at this point, but people running these communities need to at least practice basic harm reduction. I would say start with stop harming other people, okay? I'm not saying self-harm is a good thing. No, I would never say that. But I think we got to start by start by stop harming other people. Amberlynn Reid and Chantal, they harm themselves. They do not harm other people. Okay, they do not harm other people. As to Eugenia Cooney, I would argue she, on the other hand, does. Maybe not intentionally. Maybe that's not her intent, but she does. And the answer to that is fairly simple. Nobody wants to look like Amberlynn or Chantal. Nobody wants to get that, get that size. Okay, especially given the stringent societal beauty standards held on women. Okay, like a chokehold. Okay, it dictates that women must be skinny. Okay, the Twiggy look is back. If anybody wants to know who Twiggy was, this was a British model in the 1960s who was discovered by Paul McCartney. Okay, and it was like the tall, super skinny, flat look, and that has been back. That made a return. But the point is, and then like I said, as I mentioned before, Amberlynn and Chantal have an older audience for the most part, whereas Eugenia Cooney has a lot of impressionable young girls, probably many with a lot of low self-esteem, who want to be her. Okay, that's the thing. These young girls, they want to be Eugenia Cooney, or they want to be almost as thin as her anyway. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back to you, Ilona. Let's go back to you.
Underlying medical concerns that make it so that they just gain body fat easier, possible.
Yeah.
Some people just eat their feelings, also possible.
Yep.
There is things happening, but for some reason we do pity people that are very malnourished.
Yep.
And we don't seem to have as much sympathy for people that are overweight.
Absolutely
obese,
true.
I should say. Not overweight, but super morbidly obese.
Absolutely true.
Let's try and get together.
Right on the money.
And then people pointed out, and it could be to do with the fact that when people are malnourished, it is often associated with poverty.
Yes.
sickness, whereas having too much body fat is usually an indicator of gluttony. Well, it doesn't have to be, but that's what we presume, right? That's what we presume. That it could be gluttony, that it is excess wealth, because eating a lot costs money. And granted, I know, there could be underlying medical concerns. I understand there is a lot more to it. It's not necessarily just as black and white as overeating. It can play a part of it. And I think that's probably why maybe subconsciously we tend to pity more those that are underweight than those that are overweight.
I've got to say, Ilona has evolved in her stance. She has evolved. I gotta give credit where it's due. Like, kudos to you. Kudos to you, Ilona. You have evolved. And it's so true. Like, this is the first time, and I don't know, I don't watch every Ilona video, so maybe someone can tell me better than I can. But this is the first time I have heard Ilona ever say that a person who is overweight could be attributed to a medical issue, like yours truly. Okay, I'm one of those people. Okay, and this is the first time I've heard her say that, so kudos to her for that. And yeah, in the past, up until about, say, 50 years ago, maybe 50, 60 years ago, fat was often viewed upon as a sign of privilege. Okay, privilege. Wow, you've got what you need and probably more than what you need. I mean, back in the old days, particularly a couple of centuries ago, like in the 1800s and prior to that, it was, culturally speaking, men looked for plump, quote plump, a plump wife, somebody who's plump and pretty. Excuse me, I don't smoke enough. Somebody who's plump and pretty, because it's a sign, like I said, of privilege, a sign of, you know, their needs are met, all that. And I had heard this too in many third world countries where food is scarce for many. They still view it as privilege. I remember on Britain's Got Talent a few years back, I think it was 2017, 2018. There was a stand-up comic who made the finals. He was from Malawi, and he made England his home. He made the UK his home, and he was an aspiring stand-up comic. And he made a lot of self-deprecating jokes about being, you know, from Malawi and stuff. And I remember he said, like, there was this one joke. I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember it exactly, but he said one joke, and he says, "Oh, I hear all these people here in the UK talking about their diets, and now they're getting fat. You know, if we see a fat person in my country, we ask, where's the food?" Okay, that was what he said, basically. I forget his name. He was a finalist in Britain's Got Talent 2017, 2018. But nowadays, we look at North American culture. Being overweight, it doesn't mean being rich. It just means having less disposable. It means having less disposable income, which means spending less on food. Take a look at the folks on My 600-Pound Life, for instance. Of the contestants, for the most part, are on government disability. There was one guy who was homeless, living in his car somehow with his obese brother. It usually means you don't have the money to pay for anything other than fast food or dollar store, Dollar Tree crap, or eating a lot like things like Kraft Dinner, hot dogs, white bread, you know, all that stuff. And let's face it, you know, to buy fruits and vegetables, especially now during the pandemic, I don't know if any of you noticed, but fruits and vegetables have gone up in price. Yeah. They've gone up in price, and having to eat healthy is more expensive. As a vegan, I know that my grocery bill is more expensive than others, and it's not because I'm eating more food as a rule. It's because what I buy, you know, is, you know, more expensive. I do buy a lot of fruit and vegetables, although, yeah. So, yeah, all this to say, let me see what you're all saying in the chat. Okay. Okay. Hey, Dragon Lion, good to have you. Good to have you. But okay, where did I leave off? You're right. Eugenia absolutely harms other girls and women by pretending she is fine. She confirms in the ED mind that you can live that way, even get rich and popular. Absolutely. And she is not living. Yeah. Dragon Lion, Lauren, as long as parents and guardians watch the kids' usage of the internet, I think that it's okay to many people to use tablets and phones as, I think that it's okay, but to many people use tablets and phones as babysitting services. God, in my day, the TV was the babysitter. Honestly, Dragon Lion, in my day, it was the TV because we didn't have tablets and smartphones in my day when I was young. Oh, no. I'm that old. Hey, Samantha Davis. Samantha, good to have you. Oh, my God. Okay, that this is something that really bothers me. If I want to check ALR, I have to specifically search for her. Well, Eugenia Cooney is in the top 5 search results for me under plus clothing all. Really? I never noticed that, Samantha. Never noticed. Not on my end. Okay, but I'll take your word for it. I guess everybody has a different, I don't know, it depends what videos you watch. I don't know if that's for everyone, no matter what, but as long as I am searching up any sort of plus size clothing haul, there you really, Samantha, wow. Lane, hi, just got here. Hope everyone's having a good night. Well, we're trying to, Lane, we're trying to. Yeah, I would agree with that, Dragon Lion. Hey, Lane. Hey, Fedora, you're the best. Oh, thank you, Samantha. I appreciate you. That's okay, Dragon Lion. These streams are left up and you can catch and replay whatever you miss. That's okay. It's okay. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, except for the trolls. And that's another story. Oh, shoot. I don't have a mod tonight. I do not have a mod tonight. Uh-oh. I don't have a mod. Okay. All right. So far, it's good. Okay, I'll have to keep a better eye on that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. I'll keep a better eye on the chat then. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Well, somebody who had eating disorders. It is very secretive. It is very selfish.
Yep.
And
that's just like addiction, isn't it? You know, we have an addiction to drugs. Unless you're at a party with other people using the same party favors, odds are you're going to be doing it on your own. It is a secretive, dark world. And it's the same thing with EDs.
You are quite manipulative.
Yep.
So why is it that we're quick to judge the likes of Amber and Foodie Beauty when...
Addicts are also manipulative. I remember somebody who told me when he was hiring his sales staff, he was a sales manager, and he was hiring his sales staff. He said he would hire a lot of addicts because he knew that addicts were manipulative and that maybe they can use their manipulation for good instead of evil. Good meaning will make the sales. Because as a salesperson, to actually do well as a salesperson, you kind of have to know how to manipulate your buyer, into buying your product or service.
We tend to have more pity towards somebody like Eugenia.
Yep.
And I think it is just that ingrained subconscious empathy that's there because you kind of think, you feel sorry for her because, she puts on this persona or she on camera, she is this cutesy girl.
That's so true. If anybody noticed, and we all tend to forget and we remind she's 26, but she behaves and acts like a very young girl, like a girl still in high school or even middle school. Her behavior, her taste in clothes, her taste in makeup, just her overall demeanor, even in the bedroom or from where she films. Sorry to say this, and people have come after me for this, but I'm going to say this again. Even the bedroom Eugenia's bedroom looks like it was decorated more for a 10-year-old girl than it was for a 26-year-old woman. And, the high-pitched voice, you get where I'm going here. The high-pitched voice. Yeah, she does come off peaches and cream. But I think there is something to that her mother controls not only her channel, but every aspect of her life. I mean, we can't prove it, but I mean, we see little bits and pieces of that. But yeah, I have no trouble believing somebody is behind the scenes controlling every bit of that girl's life.
Sweet, she's innocent, she wants only the best for people, she believes everybody's good-hearted, and is that just a character? I don't know.
I don't think it's a persona. I think that's really her. I mean, a lot of YouTubers or a lot of people on Twitter or YouTube, they put on a persona, but some people, what you see is what you get. You know, with me, for instance, maybe I'm a little more extroverted when I'm on YouTube and I'm more introverted in real life. But I think Eugenia, that's really who she is. That's the scary thing. I think that's really who she is.
But I thought it would be interesting to just kind of, just be critical of her within reason. Obviously, I can see, my eyeballs can see.
See, and everybody, that's another thing, the double standard. Eugenia is treated like a sacred cow. Again, no puns intended. I think most of you understand the expression sacred cow. It comes from the old Hindu. It's an old, I believe it was an old Hindu expression, meaning this is sacred. You can't touch this. You can't critique it. You can't do nothing with it or else. And this is something a lot of people, I mean, other than the whole mod debacle, that whole thing with the mod debacle, has there ever been really a video really critical of Eugenia, or at least as critical as those reacting to Amberlynn or Chantal? I think we can all say no, not nearly as critical, at least not nearly in this at the same magnitude Chantal and Amberlynn are critiqued or slammed, more like slammed for the latter. But yeah, so I'm really glad that Ilona is taking it up a notch. You know, let's remember, Ilona's not nasty. Even when she reacts to Chantal or Amberlynn, she's not nasty. She's coming at it, you know, she's very direct and she's very blunt, you know, and I think her audience appreciates her honesty, but she's not mean. She's not nasty. And you can critique certain things without being nasty, and Ilona has proven that you could do that. So I think she'll treat Eugenia here with a similar treatment.
That she has a mental health problem.
Yeah.
But, you know, we do not excuse the behaviors of others when they have mental health problems.
Yep, true.
It can help understand behaviors, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't condone it, if that makes sense. There's a fine line. Like, I can understand why people do things because of their upbringing, but just because you have a bad upbringing, that doesn't mean you can just go off and do horrible things, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So the problem is that Eugenia's demographic is young children, or I should say teenagers.
Yeah, I brought that up.
Child still because I'm old, but you know, she's looking at.
Hush! You are not old, Ilona. I'm old. I'm old enough to be your mother, probably. Oh boy, I can't believe I just said that. Okay, everybody on the internet knows I'm older than dirt. I'm from the early 1700s, and I'm not cool, and I'm not tech savvy. You are not old, Ilona.
And like what, teens, preteens, that sort of stuff. And she has, therefore, a duty of care to be responsible with whatever she puts out there, because she is a content creator.
That I agree with, especially if your target audience or your audience are minors. You got a lot of impressionable, perhaps even vulnerable teenagers, perhaps even teenagers with low self-esteem to begin with. You do, as an adult, you should know better, and you do have kind of a responsibility, you know. I don't know, but let me see what you're all saying in the chat. Let me see if you're with me or not. Okay. All right. So, hey, Great Grebo. Great Grebo. Good to have you along. I'm going to read your comments in just a second. I'm just catching up. Okay. Just catching up. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of catching up to do. Okay. There's a YouTube channel of Herbs and Altars that does great content, all sorts of things, including her own battle with A. She's only one of the YouTubers that spoke overlap of. Oh, hell, I might as well say the word. My video's already demonetized out of the gate. Okay. Her mom is like Britney Spears' dad. Oh, that bad, eh, Dragon Lion? Anorexia and it's very real and strong connection. Eugenia is obviously aware of. Yeah, I think there is something. Eugenia went through something traumatic. There is a video that is no longer up on her channel. It was basically a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes, not even, where she draws her life, and it's quick sketches. And she alluded to something about a high school guidance counselor behaving in an inappropriate manner toward her. Yeah. Eugenia is the breadwinner of the family. Yeah, that's been proven, Dragon Lion, I think. Yeah. Wow, I never thought of this, Samantha. That's dark. I believe Eugenia is a very unhealthy person. She's getting worse. I think most of us can agree with you there, Grebo. Lauren. Did you say something, Lauren? I found recently that I found her recently and have enjoyed her videos. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. No way. People aren't as mean, as harsh. Not with Eugenia, no, not as they are with Amberlynn Reid or Foodie Beauty. No, that's what I was saying. Eugenia plays a victim, loves every second of it. She is highly manipulative and very smart. Rebo, I'm going to go. I'm with you completely, and I'm going to take it a step further. Okay, and we can thank the stringent societal beauty standards having a chokehold on women for this. We can blame this. Women are expected to still look like little waifs that would blow away in the wind. Okay, to look anything other than that, well, they think you look like a dude. Yeah. Yeah, they do. And I would say she probably enjoys it, because go to her Instagram comments on any given post. They tell her how thin she is, or did she lose weight? And like I said, I used to work with girls with these kind of EDs, and the only thing they heard from others, oh, you look gorgeous, oh, you lost weight, you're nice and skinny. That's all they hear, So I'm going to go by that observation. I'm going to say that Eugenia is probably the same way. Yeah. Over here, there are no sacred cows. No pun intended. No pun intended. Nothing to do with Kiwi Farms. I will say back when YouTube was edgier, tons of people would make really disgusting videos making fun of Eugenia and her illness. Really? I never knew that, Lauren. Never knew that. Because right now, the Pro-Anna Brigade, for those of you who don't know what Pro-Anna is, that is a network online of a couple of blog sites and chat forums that are pro-anorexic. Yes, they exist. Pro-Mia, which is pro-bulimia. And they tell these girls how to diet and how to, what to do. And they tell them exactly how to do it. Yeah. Anorexic girls are, well, like girls. There's no other way to put it. It's also why Eugenia has that stupid cooler in every live stream she has to move. Yeah, Ilona gets to that. Ilona, we're going to get to that part because Ilona does talk about it. And she makes an interesting point. So we're going to talk about it. Ilona is a very kind person, in my opinion. I chatted with her. She's kind and honest. I've never chatted with her, so I'll take your word for it, Grebo. I think she's just a direct woman. She's a direct woman. I think she walks straight. A lot of people don't like that. Again, I don't agree with everything she has said in the past or what she says. That's okay. That's human nature. But overall, she's good people. If particularly ladies, if you want fitness advice, go sub to her channel. Absolutely. Onision is one. Shane parodied her. Yeah. But those videos got taken down, Lauren. Whereas people might parody Amberlynn Reid, and they don't get taken down. Yeah. No, she's great, but makes her joke so it sticks to an objective view overall. Okay. Thank you, Lane. I think I assume you're referring to Ilona? Yeah, she is great. Dudes into this stuff, like seeing girls that weak and childlike struggle, it's very sad. That's the thing, People talk, well, feminine. This is why I'm disillusioned with feminism today, with modern feminism. I'm disillusioned with it. This is a large reason. Because you want equality, and women are just as guilty of putting these stringent societal beauty standards. Just as guilty as the dudes are. There are studies. There was an Australian study done about this in 2016 which I will link to later when I jump off stream. You know, they expect women still to look like these little waifs that will blow away in the wind, that are weak and need to be rescued. She's being paid by some creeper. I wouldn't be surprised, Grebo. I wouldn't be surprised. No, that's okay, Grebo. You're fine. You're fine, Grebo. Great. Lots of people who love seeing anorexic people parade or chat and tell people how to be. Yeah. Well, yeah. Herbs and altars. Great, Grebo. Yeah, herbs and altars. Oh, you were talking about Ilona, not Eugenia. Yeah, Ilona's a nice, honest person. Eugenia is childlike. And she comes off as nice and peaches and cream. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Sorry, it's easy to confuse your girl here, Dragon Lion. Forgive me. It's easy to get me confused. See how often I get sidetracked? Yeah. Herbs and Altars is a great content creator. I'll have to check that out, Grebo. Eugenia's parents were over. That I didn't know, Grebo. Her parents. She's just adding to their wealth. Okay. Oh, yeah, 1,000%. She gets a donation every single time she moves that cooler. Yeah, we're going to see a demo of that very shortly, Samantha. We're going to see that because Ilona does play that clip. It is the same person. I actually checked. That is so much worse. Oof. But Eugenia knows what she's doing. She's as bad as the creeper in a way. She's such a bad influence on so many girls. Agreed. Agreed, Grebo. Agreed. And that's why I said arguably she's more dangerous than Amberlynn or Chantal. Like I said, nobody wants to look like Chantal or Amberlynn. People are not going to watch Amberlynn or Chantal to figure out how to become 400 pounds. No, they're not. But young girls who might be watching Eugenia, they're likely trying to figure out how to look like her. I figure that, you know, particularly if the Instagram comments are to be believed. Damn, this is blowing my mind right now. I haven't really sat down and thought about all this kind of stuff. It's so sad. It's okay. It's very complex. It's a very complex discussion, Lane. It's okay. Fetishists love to see women that size moving big things around and struggling. Yeah, and Ilona does talk about that. And we're going to get to that very shortly. Ilona does talk about that. Oh, definitely, Grebo. These girls see how much attention she gets from being sick, and that's how I think it's dangerous. I know that outward expression of how much they hurt inside. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All the Anna stans are desperate to look like Eugenia, and they worship her. Eugenia enjoys being told she's too thin. She lives for those comments. Exactly. Because this is the thing, when people talk about the Eugenia, they think, you know, people in that category of ED, they think they're looking for the attention because they're sick and they look sick. And I would argue, yes, they are looking for the attention, but not necessarily because they look sick, but more like they think they look gorgeous. The comments that tell her that she looks gorgeous, hashtag goals, hashtag thinspo, you know. Absolutely. Great, Grebo. I'm so glad you're here because I didn't have a mod before, and now I'm glad I have a mod. I'm so glad. It's because I can't see the chat when I'm playing the video. That's why, because I have to be in another window. Thank you so much.
And I understand that the relationships with her family are quite complex.
Yep.
There's some theories around what her relationship with her mother could be like. I'm not necessarily going to theorize on that here because it's not really my place to do so. But the reality is that the question is Eugenia really that innocent, or is she fully aware of what she's doing? Now, I saw some videos by one of them
as innocent as she comes off, I think she is aware of what she's doing. I don't know. What say you in the chat? I think she's perfectly aware of what she's doing.
Herbs and Altars. She's got a lot of interesting videos.
Speak of the devil.
Recovery from eating disorders. I will link her down below. In particular.
Speak of the devil. She just gave a shout out to Herbs and Altars. Well, I'll look for the channel and I'll link it along with Chikara Transformation and PIerre XO.
I did a video where she went into the inside the sick world of anorexics. So I looked at that, which was interesting, and then I kind of went down a rabbit hole of watching lots of other videos by her. She does interesting content, mental health related. And cool. I also looked into a video that popped up on my stream because I kind of started watching more Eugenia Cooney content. So this one popped up by a lady called Katie Ionita, I believe it's pronounced. And
I don't know how it's
basically did a video. She's on 2 videos on Eugenia saying that she's problematic and why.
That's not me.
That she's problematic and explains why.
So me.
Now the reason why I initially was in the camp of, oh, she.
We already have all.
Yeah, I know. I'm cheap.
They already exist.
I'm cheap.
Gaia offers a
I don't have YouTube Premium.
I do feel sorry for her, obviously. Like, it's not nice to have such a severe eating disorder. But at the same time, I'm also more and more in the camp of, is she really as innocent as she portrays herself to
I don't
be?
think so.
And I don't think she is. And this is because, like I said, I have watched other content creators.
And I'm with you there, Ilona. Let me see what the chat is saying. Because maybe you might have a different view from me. Like I said, we don't have to agree on everything. I'm not running an echo chamber. Yeah, I'm not running. As an Anna person myself, I can confirm she wants to be told she's thin. You live for being told that. It becomes your whole world. Eugenia is 1,000, 10,000% aware, trust me. Yeah, I'm with Ilona. I'm with you there too, Grebo. Yeah. Oh, thank you for linking. I believe that's Herbs and Altars. If you're interested in checking the channel out, Grebo, Great Grebo just put the link in the chat. You know she's awesome if Queen of Gains, Ilona, is shouting her out. This is true, Samantha. This is true. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Thanks, Grebo. Thanks, Great Grebo. Much appreciated.
And a very interesting point that was pointed out by Herbs and Altars is that she's very much into body shots. So you see me filming here?
The body checking.
The upper body. I'm looking at Katie on my screen here, only from the neck up. If you watch Eugenia's videos, if she's live streaming or she's filming, you see her whole body.
Yep.
And going into the comment section, which is something we will do as well.
It's true. And I've seen clips of some of her Twitch streams. She has that nice, comfy gaming chair, which I would kill to have over that fold up that snaps at my back. It is what it is. But she has that nice, comfy racing chair. But she's largely in part, she's not sitting in it. She's standing up, full body shots for the camera. She's body checking. Yeah, she's not always sitting in it.
Is that she does a lot of body checking. She is always trying to show her physique. And from what I understand with having watched other people's experiences with an eating disorder like that, is that they kind of thrive on being told that they look sick, that they look bony, that they need help. It's like a sick...
I addressed this before, so I'll just recap briefly. It's not just that. I would say they like hearing also, oh, you lost weight, oh, you're thin, because that's the socially acceptable norm today, unfortunately for women. And I wish it would come to an end because I think it's dangerous. So it's more than the sickly thing.
Affirmation in terms of their eating disorder that they are doing the right thing. Whilst Eugenia doesn't necessarily say like, oh yeah, starve yourself, or she's not outwardly...
No, agreed.
Dare I say pro-Anna? She definitely does play into elements of that community from what I understand from the little bit of research that I have.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm with you there. There is no evidence that Eugenia is part of any pro-Anna movement. There is no evidence to suggest it. However, she has become their darling, okay? Because I went down the rabbit hole of some of the pro-Anna forums, just lurking, and they view her as their darling. And she's never denounced them. That's the other thing about Eugenia. She's never denounced them. And given the young, impressionable audience that she has, I think she has a responsibility to her audience to denounce them, but she does not.
So, for example, she doesn't do mukbangs. Instead, what she does to indulge her addiction, she does clothing hauls. And she knows that clothing hauls, they bring a lot of views. Yep. People look, people are shocked.
A lot of body checking too with the clothing hauls.
Amberlynn eats. watching Eugenia put on clothes, it is the exact opposite of each other. And she's been doing them a lot more recently. And she has definitely deteriorated from what I've seen. I don't watch her an awful lot. Obviously, I don't know who she is. I have seen some of her content here and there. She does come across as a nice girl. But I do feel that she is not sweet and innocent as she is proclaiming to be. Now,
with you
another
there.
interesting part, which I didn't even realize. So I saw another compilation of somebody doing where she's lifting boxes, which I'll show you in a second here on the video from Katie. But basically, in the video by Herbs and Altars about the inside the world of anorexia fetishists, part of the fetishes is basically getting very frail women to do heavy tasks and seeing them struggle. Like, don't ask me why.
Like I said, Exhibit A as to why I'm disillusioned with modern feminism today, because of its hypocrisy.
That's attractive. I don't have a fetish like that. But
No, me either.
Seeing anorexics lift things that they can fit into that are too big, that are too heavy. And the fact that Eugenia is doing this all the time, it's kind of like when, for example, somebody who is morbidly obese is eating on camera and maybe they do, that tastes so good. Stuff like that. It's feeding into a certain audience, so therefore she's fully aware of what she's doing. Well, let's have a look, shall we? I will also link Katie's video down below.
She will make a spectacle out of moving this big, heavy box of makeup that she has.
It's always the same box.
This is my outfit today, guys.
There we go.
I'm wearing more fish. That's all. I'm really sorry. I should probably actually move this a little bit.
Not by accident, dear. This was no accident.
Wow, is that an awkward place to put it? I don't know where to put it right now. You know, just for now, it's like I'm like a better place. So then you have like my ring light somewhere else. We're gonna put it right here.
See? Money. Money.
Probably move this one, right? Oh, I should have my shoes on. Oh, yeah, I think I should probably move this. Sorry.
It's that same box. Always. That same blue box. The only thing it changes is the outfit.
So, as you saw, that's interesting, isn't it? Especially the fact that she seems to get a monetary reward for every time she's lifting this big, heavy box. Because she's such a frail, tiny girl. It's questionable for sure. So the reason why there is concerns around what she's doing is that she obviously is very aware of the fact that she's sick, and she seems to.
Because that's the other thing, you know. They see, you know, the women, the girls, they look like a weak weight. You know, others are willing to give them a hand with something. They want to help out. Whereas they see a larger sized woman, you know, a larger sized woman doesn't necessarily have to be overweight. It could be a bodybuilder like Ilona as well. They think, oh, well, they're not real women. They can take care of themselves, you know, and yeah, we can. Ilona and I most certainly can. But, you know, I think we all like to be taken care of once. I can't speak for Ilona. I've never chatted with her privately, but I think, you know, speaking for myself, I kind of miss the idea. I'd like the idea of someone once in a while taking care of me, you know. I think we all do if we're honest with ourselves.
Revel in the negativity that she gets, just like what somebody like Amberlynn does. And whilst I'm not necessarily in a position to sit here and give her advice, fitness and health advice, because somebody that is as far gone as her, they will not change unless they want change. I do think it is important to talk about. I do think it is important to maybe, if you have children, make sure they don't watch her content, because unlike somebody like Amber, who is probably not a inspiration from many people.
No.
Eugenia can be. Unfortunately, there is still a lot of inspiration out there, which is sad. I'm very glad to see that the trend is moving more towards thick girls, towards squat booties and all of that. But sadly, there is still a lot of people that aspire to be like her. Not to mention Sheila.
It's mostly on Instagram where they accept this kind of crap. Okay, and that's probably why we see more of the pro-Anna comments on Instagram, on Eugenia's Instagram posts than we see in Eugenia's YouTube comment section. I don't venture into Twitch, so I don't know what they're saying in Twitch in that chat. And I don't know what Twitch's rules are really. But, because like I said, I've never used Twitch. I don't have an account. Well, I do, but I never used it. But, yeah, let me see what you're all saying. me see what you're all saying. Yeah. Okay, let me see what you're all saying. And now Eugenia has to know what she's doing, if for no other reason that legal shitstorm that she probably had to consult lawyers about. There's always a lawyer on hand. Hell, when Shane Dawson did his video bringing Eugenia back to YouTube in July 2019, the lawyer answered the door. Okay, there was a lawyer on hand with all kinds of papers for Shane Dawson to sign. Yeah. Thank you, Great Grebo. I love you too. Right back at you, sis. Oh, seriously, if you all love yourself, get yourself gaming chairs. Mine was the most expensive chair, a super cute one I saw at Amazon, $250-ish US, but they're usually around $150 US. Yeah, I'm in Canada, Samantha, and things are more expensive around here. Even if you calculate the US dollar versus Canadian dollar exchange rate. Okay, for me, to get a new chair, I need to include all the taxes, okay, the sales taxes we pay here. Amazon, I'm looking at $350 easy with my eyes closed, which I don't have lying around. I'm not one of those big money YouTubers, okay? More than half my videos are yellowed out, so yeah. I'm sure it is worth every penny, and if I had that kind of money, I'll get one. Right now, I'm stuck on that crap of a folding chair. Post the link for your chair. I'll check it out on Amazon. Right on. Only mods can post links in the chat. Oh, Great Grebo. So Samantha won't be able to post the link, unfortunately. Of course, it's gone up since I got it before Christmas. If that link doesn't work, search. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to be a mod or you have to be me to put up the link. Okay. But I'll tell you what, Samantha, if you remember it, I think you can, when the stream is done, the comments section will be open, and you can post the link if you want there. I'm very disillusioned by modern liberal feminists as well. I'm glad you're making that point with all this, Fedora. Don't thank me, Lauren. Don't thank me. This has been weighing on my mind very heavily for a very, very long time. Auto-filled pink gaming chair, PU leather, high back, ergonomic racing back, office desk chairs with lumbar support, rabbit ears. Yeah, well, let's see. I may get a good payout next month from YouTube. So if I do, that's where it's going to go. I'm going to be buying a chair. Thanks. It won't let. No, you have to be a mod, Great Grebo, or it either has to be me or a moderator to post links. You can post links, Grebo, but no one else in here can. Yeah. I'm not anti-feminist, BTW, but I'm more of a traditional radical feminist. Okay, right on. Right on, Lauren. I'm not just sure the link showed up. I'm sure YouTube can be. No, it's not that, Samantha. It's just that you have to be a mod. That's why. Yeah, you have to be a mod. The weird thing, though, is genuine feeders like huge women getting bigger. Yeah, but Samantha, we don't really see that on YouTube, the feeders. Maybe more on OnlyFans or the SSBBW sites, like where you might see Hungry Fat Chick, for instance. But you don't really see that feeder content here. I remember even Hungry Fat Chick a long time ago on a community tab of hers. She showed a screenshot, okay, a part of her analytics, and it clearly showed her audience is mainly female. Okay, she doesn't have that many dudes watching her. It's mostly women. Okay, that explains it. Oh, I'm totally going to. Yeah, feel free, Samantha, in the comment section later. When the stream is, when I'm done and the comment section is open, feel free to post the link about it. Okay. Just done with work. Hey, Apathy and Doom. Good to have you. Speaking of the devil, Apathy and Doom is going to be a guest of mine tomorrow night. He's going to be a guest of mine. You won't want to miss that because he's a lot of fun. We heard him once on over at John's Peanut Gallery on Peanut Stream. The ladies love his voice. The ladies love his voice. So yeah, Apathy and Doom. That should be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Yeah. So that's probably going to be at about 9:30 tomorrow night. Okay, thank you, Samantha. I mean, it's weird that on both sides of the spectrum, the dudes into it are into the idea of girls being helpless, either too weak or too big, must be independent. Here's the thing, according to that Australian study I alluded to in 2016, both men and women were surveyed for that study, and others as well. Yes, it's going to be lit, Apathy and Doom. Damn straight. Yeah, because the ladies love Apathy and Doom's voice. And yeah, why the hell not? He's got a great sense of humor. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. He's also a really funny dude. He's really... So tomorrow night's stream with Apathy and Doom should be a lot of fun. At least Hungry Fat Chick is honest about what he is, unlike Eugenia or others. There is that Dragon Lion. There is that. But you know, that Hungry Fat Chick gets hate. If you look at her comment section, if you look at a Hungry Fat Chick comment section, it can get pretty bad. Yeah, it could get pretty bad. You know? Hey, Sam, it's her honesty that saves her from being trolled like Chantal or Amber. Yeah, but she still gets a lot of hate. Trust me. Go through her comment section. She gets a lot of hate. Yeah, he's funny. Isn't he, though, Hippie Co? Good to have you, Hippie Co. Yeah, so that's tomorrow night about 9:30. You'll catch me in Apathy and Doom. All right, let's get this rest of the show on the road.
Like Amber, she gets monetary reward for being online and being who she is, for being a train wreck, which I mean is sad, and I don't know where I stand on. I don't believe in deplatforming. I don't think it's right at all. I think it's...
All right, just an apology if the screen appeared jittery. I don't know if it was Ilona's camera. I can't remember. I did watch Ilona's video. I don't remember if I saw the jitter on her video, or maybe it's my computer. Like I said, I have an old-ass computer. It's 10 years old, 8 gigs of RAM. It's a potato in the true sense. All right.
It's more the audience that should decide to do it, but people are not going to stop watching. Realistically, the only way to make it so that some of these people seek help is by probably not doing videos like I'm doing right now. But then at the same time, people need to be made aware of it. So where do you draw a line? I guess maybe the line should be drawn by doing back-to-back videos on it all the time. But then having said that, like, I do make videos on Amber, and I have made quite a few of them. So I'd be a hypocrite to say that it's not like that, because at the same time, I am right here talking about these people, making money off them.
And this is another reason why we love Ilona so much, because she's honest. She's honest without being mean. Without being mean.
So I don't really know what to say about that. I'm still going to keep doing it because, well, it's just the name of the game. I'm not going to pretend it isn't like that. It's just the way YouTube works, unfortunately. Yeah, and I do see myself partially as a personality online. Like, I do see myself as a business. So a business is making money, unfortunately. So well, that's all the way. Anyway, one of the main things I see a lot with Eugenia Cooney in her comment section is that she does a lot of body checking. So you know when she's apparently indulging in her sickness, if she's body checking. So we're going to look at her latest upload called the Jensen Impact Fishy Cosplay Transformation and Makeup Tutorial.
Oh yeah, the cosplay stuff he loves to do.
The more she is indulging, the more reaction she's trying to get from people. Now let's have a look.
That alert was not mine.
And how often she is actually checking herself. Which, by the way, people that film like this are freaking annoying. I find it so rude. As a content creator, it doesn't matter who you are, how big or small you are, I don't care. But I mean, if you sit there just looking at yourself, it's rude. It's very rude. And
don't worry, we can't even see my face, so I don't know. Is that rude? I don't know. I'll be honest. There are times I just don't feel like putting the denture in, so I don't show my face.
You know, obviously sometimes you have to check, like I check over there, sometimes I check my batteries, etc. But people who just film looking at themselves,
young dumb honey bun.
I just think it's very disrespectful to your audience, in my opinion.
Young dumb honey bun.
Let's see how often she's checking herself out, shall we? All right, she's actually starting off by...
I'm going to fast forward this. We don't need to see the body checking. So we're going to fast forward this about... She's going to go over comments. All right.
There is a problem here. All right, so let's look at some of the comment section, shall we, from this video. The whole comment section is about how severely unhealthy this girl is. There's actually no way she's not seeing these, and it is clear she doesn't give a damn. I think she's too much into her addiction, into her disorder, and she kind of
more to the point, I think she thinks she looks gorgeous.
thrives on it, knowing that people are like disgusted by her. Frankly, I think that's like the ultimate goal, isn't it? When you are so severely gone, maybe not.
I don't think they're disgusted with her though.
From what I understand.
Why
There we
do
go.
you choose to live in a Rexburg housing property? Maybe it's because of the amazing amenities.
Some people are severely anorexic, like that is part of it for sure. She literally doesn't care. She knows what she's doing. She's not going to let anyone help her, which is really unfortunate. It's useless to try and disappoint. I think it's obviously, and trying to help people is always a good thing, but the reality is if people don't want help, you're not going to help them.
And as I pointed out, after what happened with Jacqueline Glenn in 2019, just before Eugenia did a stint in rehab, okay, Jacqueline Glenn got a lot of heat. She caught a lot of heat, okay, and believe me. So I don't think at least not in the YouTube sphere, not in social media land, I don't think anyone is going to attempt another intervention with this girl after, I really don't think so.
People only change when they want help, so you can.
This is true, and it's the same with the thing with addicts, right? If you're recovering from a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction, at the end of the day, I mean, the court can order you into rehab or instead of jail or whatever, or get out of jail free card if you attend AA meetings or NA meetings. But at the end of the day, if you're not ready to give up or you're not ready to quit, you're not gonna, no matter, whether it's the law, whether it's your family, whether it's loved ones giving you an intervention, at the end of the day, it's not gonna work.
To doctors, you can drag them to inpatient treatment, etc. It's not going to make a difference unless they truly want it themselves. When people think my hair is fake, I think it's crazy because I'm like, guys, why do you think when I get wigs it's so difficult? Because you just can't yank out kind of extensions you have and put them back in after the video when not done. Yeah, this is a very interesting point. So I think part of the reason why Eugenia has a lot of appeal as well in terms of Pro Ana is because of the fact that she does have very luscious hair. And obviously, anybody that has suffered with eating disorders, your hair does go.
Here's the thing with EDs, especially with the opposite end of the spectrum, like where Eugenia is, hair loss is usually a big thing, okay, due to lack of nutrition, vitamin deficiencies. Hair loss is usually the thing. You see someone with Eugenia Cooney who's got a full head of very long hair. I mean, I think it is a safe bet that she has hair extensions or she's wearing a wig. I know she does wear wigs for a lot of her cosplay stuff. Okay.
You're not eating enough vitamins, minerals, proteins. What happens is your hair does fall out. And there is a lot of talk about that. She probably has extensions, therefore giving this fake illusion that she's healthy, like the fake body positivity, where they go like, well, I'm 400 pounds and I don't have high blood pressure. Yeah, maybe not now, but you will, and there probably are other things wrong with you. It's highly unlikely that you can sustain a weight of 400 pounds for a prolonged period of time without adverse health effects. Same with her. She's always very bubbly and very excited. I'm like, oh my god, you guys. So she portrays this image of health, of fitness, of mental clarity, luscious hair, and obviously it's highly unlikely not to be the truth. It's probably fake because the two don't go together. It looks horrible, to be honest. A shriveled up, emaciated body with an oversized wig. Is she trolling us or something? This is what she's doing. She is trying to get comments like that. This cosplay is seriously a big mess, but I guess all she cares about is showing her emaciated body, so it doesn't matter if the outfit's fully executed. Don't even do enough research to wear cosplay correctly. Maybe stop claiming it's a cosplay when all you do is body check for your fetishes and underage fans. Extremely disgusting.
As blunt as that one is, that is more of an oddity, someone being that mean, that's more of an oddity over Shea Eugenia. Okay. But yeah, she is trying to do cosplay.
So she does get a lot of negative commentary, to be fair, but people are not as horrible to her as what they are with Amber.
Overall, no.
Really, they're doing the same thing, right? They are both exploiting their bodies, just different end of the spectrum, and still there's a lot more sympathy towards her than what there is with Amber. It's interesting. I started off the video with the Butchek video. This doesn't bode well. Standing there talking about how cosplay is falling off you because you're so emaciating, while claiming that all this is natural body is absolutely gross. This is pro-ana content. It's disgraceful that YouTube keeps this channel up. So you guys, so basically,
you should see Instagram if you think
video, as you can tell, she does get a lot of negativity, just like Amberlynn does, but people are
not nearly the same magnitude though.
Concerned, more kind in their approach to what they're saying. Now, I don't really know what to say about this. If you want to do more videos like this, we can. I don't think this is something I can do often because obviously there's only so much to say. If there's any other creators like Eugenia out there that are on the other end of the spectrum, comment them down below. I did look at a lady called Christina Glows, and I've also looked at a lady called Dr. Dre, who has been severely underweight as well, but she seems to be getting a lot better.
I've never heard of either.
What I eat in their videos anymore. So anyway, if you've made it this far, insert a bat emoji. I don't know. It's just one of Herbs and Altars has bats on their face, so that's why. Bat emoji. Also, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. If you dislike the video,
okay, and that's the end of Ilona. We'll get to PIerre shortly. PIerre's is a much shorter video to react to because I have some strong feelings about that. Again, PIerre XO is another guy that I really like, and I recommend his channel. And it's linked below. And it's a much shorter video, so that'll go by a lot faster. I will timestamp this stream, so if people would prefer to watch one over the other, they can. Okay? Yeah, you should come for that, Lane. You should. Yeah, you should come. All right, girls, I gotta head out. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Thursday night, Friday evening, and have a great 2021 so far. You too. Much love to you too, Samantha. Thank you for stopping by. What type of YouTubes do you like? Potato streamers and low-cal farmers. YouTubers. I sometimes look at the screen when I film, but it's because I can't find the camera spot on my iPad. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Bye, Sam. Have a great night. Yeah, I agree. You have a gaming channel and you're not on camera? Well, I'm not on camera half the time either. And it's okay. It's fair. It's okay. It's probably a wig or extensions. I would bet on that, Grebo. I would definitely bet on that. She looks so weak, it's really sad. It is sad. It is sad. So, yeah. So, anyways, like I said, I promised a double header tonight, and I deliver. And I do feel strongly about both videos. And Ilona, I agree with most of her videos. So, her overall, I agree with most of what she said. Just added my points to it. PIerre's is a little bit different. Like I said, PIerre XO does not talk about Chantal or Amberlynn, and he did not mention them in this video I'm going to be reacting to. Is no exception. He is a young man. He's a millennial, American living in Prague, Czech Republic. For those of you who don't know who he is a millennial, but I find him so wise beyond his years. Very well-spoken young man. And again, once again, do I agree with everything he says? No, I don't. But overall, I do recommend his channel. He's not the jokester. He's not the jokester like, let's say, Belinda or Negs. If you're looking for jokes and comedy, you're not going to find it with him. But I think you'll find him interesting and informative, what he says and how he delivers himself. Yeah. So, I think I see the chat has that. So, yeah. Hey, Rogue Knox, PIerre and Nikki. Well, you came just in time. I'm about to start the PIerre reaction. So you're both just on time. He's 29, Rogue. Thank you. Thank you. You see, he's young enough to be my son. As I told you, I'm old as dirt. I'm not cool. I'm from the early 1700s. But yell into my old potato computer, I will. I shall. So, yeah, you're both just in time. You haven't seen a second or third channel then? No, I have not, Rogue. I didn't know he had a second or third channel. No, I have not. I did not know that. You see, I learned something new from people who join my chat. But before we go on with the reaction, I just want to shake my rattle can and do the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. If you wish to take out a channel membership, just hit the join or click the super chat button and you will find the join button. It's $1.99 per month and you get access to cool hat emojis. If there are channel members left in the chat, if you could please show off the emojis, that would be cool. So yeah, they are cool customized hat emojis. You get access, you get early access to most of my uploads. Okay, without the ads. You get to the early viewing without the ads. And one at Thursdays at 4 o'clock. Public live stream, but members only can chat. And of course, the mods chat in those too. Yeah. Okay, so I'll put the links in. I have heard there has been an issue with smartphones, with iPhone. They don't have the join button apparently. So there is a link which I will send to you right now. Okay, I'll send you that link right now if you wish. Okay. So here's one. And also for one-time donations, I have PayPal. Rest assured, if you choose that route with PayPal, I keep all of your information confidential. I'm not in the habit of doxing people. I was doxed myself. I was doxed this morning, as a matter of fact, but that's another story for another time. So trust me, I will never, ever dox you. I will never give your personal information out. I also have a merch store. Yeah. I have a merch store, one-of-a-kind designs. So you might want to, so go check it out. I got some really cool stuff over there. T-shirts, mugs, even T-shirts for kids. And if you want to join our Discord server, you must be, as I've mentioned, our Discord server is 18 and up. You must be 18 and up if you want to join the Discord. Lots of awesome people there. We have rooms to suit all tastes. And so, yeah, come. We're a year old now, and we're already over 100 members strong. Yeah, and thanks to Ray Phoenix, who handles all the tech over there, because we know I'm not tech savvy. Yeah. So anyways, we're going to, without further ado, let's get started with PIerre. Let's get started with PIerre. All right, but I did not know he had other channels, Rogue Knox. Okay, it's called The Uncomfortable Thing That We Should Realize About Eugenia Cooney. And that's what we're going to react to. Okay, hang on, let me put it into theater mode so you can see it a bit bigger. Okay. All right, so let's see, can you see it? Okay, okay, it's great, it's on the screen. Cool. Okay.
Tous les ans des tels fertiles, et ils se sentent bien incapables d'éviter à leur famille la malnutrition. Passer l'hiver là-haut, c'est exclu. Mais les concepts.
Okay, bye-bye.
The last time I covered anything that had to do slightly with men's...
I gotta say, I love his green screen. It's like a moving screen, and it looks like he's taking a walk. I love it. That's another thing about him. If you watch his videos, his production values are very... they are stellar. His production values are stellar.
Mental health, I got roasted alive for it. Turns out when people say we need to speak more about mental health, we have to speak about mental health in the way that people want to.
Yeah.
Unspoken rule of the internet, and sometimes they're...
That is so true. And it's not just, food addiction, binge eating disorder versus A or B. It's not just that, but any mental illness. There are many mental illnesses, and I've noticed over the years with mental illnesses, it can become polarizing, believe it or not. You've got your so-called good mental illnesses. I know, bad choice of words, because no mental illness is good. No mental illness is good. But for the sake of this discussion, and I can't find better words, say good mental illness versus bad mental illness. For instance, a diagnosis like borderline personality disorder, Many with that diagnosis are heavily maligned, often unfairly maligned. Same thing with schizophrenia, heavily maligned. You know what I mean? Whereas somebody maybe with a little anxiety or a little depression, they might get a little more sympathy. And I'm talking generally, there are exceptions to every rule. But he's right. He's absolutely right.
There come situations that I do believe that I should actually say something about it.
Go
It's this
for it.
particular situation that deals with OG YouTuber Eugenia Cooney. You might have seen her profile lying around some places, and she's been around for quite a long time. And obviously, one apparent thing about Eugenia Cooney is her body type. It is very apparent and quite obvious that she pretty much has an eating disorder.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would necessarily argue against that. And the issue...
And I think it is safe to say it, you know, I think it is safe to say it, maybe not say A, but ED, eating disorder, I think it's safe. I think we're beyond that. Like I said, she herself even alluded to it. So, no, we're not playing Chris Boutte here. We're not playing the Rewired Soul.
Here is that, obviously, I think this situation, this disorder is getting worse and worse. And it's a common thing to say online that we're probably going to see her, let's just say, get even sicker and sicker if she continues along this path without getting any help or helping herself.
I think I think we can all agree with that. And we covered that with Ilona. And Ilona mentioned the sad truth, and I talked about it. You know, like I said, EDs mimic a lot of addiction behavior. So, yeah,
Which is a sentiment that I completely agree. When somebody's deep in a situation like this, it's going to be very, very difficult to get out of. However, the way that this is being approached by the masses is a very overbearingly shameful mother that is screaming at her apparent daughter for making herself so sick, which is an emotional impulse.
You had to show a picture of a bullhorn, didn't you? God. Poor PIerre. He probably has no idea who DC Media Girl is. But he's right. But on a serious note, no, he is right. You can shout at somebody until they're blue in the face. Doesn't mean they're going to hear you.
That is pretty much natural and very understandable. But is this the way that we approach a situation as sensitive and dire as this? And obviously, the thing that I'm trying to say is not either just completely hands-off either, but the way that a lot of these comments are directed towards Eugenia are like, you need to do something now, you need to get help, you need to help yourself, you're gonna die.
Sound familiar? And this is where I say for him, this is one of the reasons why I had strong feelings about this video, because that same thing is hammered day in and day out with Chantal and Amberlynn. Again, PIerre does not cover Amberlynn or Foodie Beauty, at least nothing that I've seen so far. But then again, he has the other two channels I just learned about from Rogue Knox. You see, I learn something from my chat every day. But the same thing can be applied to Amberlynn and Chantal, what he's saying here.
There's a lot of things that deal with concern and negativity. And of course, you have, I think it's about a minority now that is completely supportive of her lifestyle as well. But we have to consider when somebody is in a mental state as hers, especially deep in as hers, at that point, it's about feeding off that type of attention. Because those are two things that she's getting, concern and negativity, which implies in her brain, I mean, I'm not going to speak completely for her, but let's just say I've had experiences and have known people with a similar mindset that the concern and negativity gives them the implication that people actually care. And obviously, this is not the type of caring that is the most healthy, and it's something that is definitely concern.
He's talking about concern trolling, you know, and Ilona talked about that. We reviewed her, you know. The concern trolling with Eugenia is much different than the concern trolling than Chantal and Amberlynn get. It's way more rough for Chantal and Amberlynn. Particularly, like I said, you look at Amberlynn's comment section, it's like a cesspool. Oh, boy. But, yeah, you know, like I said, again, same thing can apply. It's just opposite ends of the spectrum.
Concerning, but when people are screaming at her, especially in such an aggressive way, saying that she's concerned for her, it actually shows that people care for her. Because from the videos that I have seen from her, it seems like her mother is fairly hands-off with her whole situation. It doesn't seem like it's an overbearing parent without giving her daughter some sort of own freedom and agency, which also takes away her own ability to recover as a fully fledged adult. So when there's a lot of people screaming this way towards her, it's fulfilling a very, very unhealthy part of her, is what I believe. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it is. Let me see what you're all saying in the chat. Let me see what you're all saying. I should catch up with all of you. Yeah, he has a 4 total. Yeah, he's on a treadmill. Oh, he's on a treadmill. Okay. Okay. I do like that green screen, though, the moving green screen. I do. No, he doesn't, Rogue. I don't think he does. I really don't. He tries to stay out of drama as much as possible. He hates drama. Yeah, he stays in his own lane. He's a commentary channel. So, yeah, he does cover, he has covered some of the drama. But he really does stay in his own lane. He really does. Okay.
Wrong, but I don't know. It's just something that I've been thinking about. Because by everybody screaming at her really aggressively that everyone cares for her, if she got off and quit completely, she wouldn't get that attention anymore, especially with all the money that's involved. The finances and all the money that she gets from getting all that attention on top of that makes it 10 times more difficult for her to stop doing what she's doing as well. So if you think about the circumstances that are present,
that's the thing. In Eugenia's household, she is the primary breadwinner of that whole family. We're talking about a brother, a mother, and a father. Amberlynn Reed is the sole breadwinner between her and Becky. And I think I could be mistaken, but when she was living with Eric and Ricky, I think she was pretty much the primary breadwinner once again. She supported that whole household. I know Ricky had a job, but I think he may have become a victim of the pandemic, and I think he may have lost his job. No matter, well, yeah, it does matter. We don't wish anybody to lose their job, but you know what I mean. So it's the primary breadwinner. And it's a vicious circle, Like I said, neither Amberlynn nor Eugenia have interesting content. That's why I don't watch either of them. And the sad truth is, people go watch Eugenia because she's extremely thin. People go watch Amberlynn because she's extremely overweight. Okay? And the same could be said about Foodie Beauty. And you take that equation out, and if all of them were to meet in the middle somewhere size-wise, would they get the views that they have? Arguably, no. But, for different reasons. And it's a vicious circle, isn't it? I think all three are virtually unemployable, so I don't see any of the three being able to go find work for obvious reasons. So what's the alternative? It's government disability, I guess. I'm guessing. Okay. Let me see what you're all saying. Yeah. All right.
There is no reason in her subjective viewpoint to quit what she's doing on social media in order to get help. Because when she apparently heals, in her mind, she might think that
there's no outrunning 5G, and it's rolling out as we speak. Instead of trying to be
that all of it is going to go away. Yeah. Because a big reason of why she became famous and started making a ton of money and started being seen and cared for was when her body looked in that manner. And the more that people would comment on that, the more her platform grew. So if she got rid of her unhealthy lifestyle, perhaps her entire lifestyle might disappear, which is, I think, something that a lot of people don't want to happen to them. no matter what anyone's lifestyle is, unhealthy or healthy, if it's familiar to you, it's going to be really, really, really hard to let go. Now, when I say all of these things, am I implying that she should just continue exactly what she's doing? Not exactly. I'm just viewing the situation from a lens that I think a lot of people are leaving out. It is her own responsibility for herself.
And I would agree with that. And ordinarily that would be true. But again, I don't want to tread into dangerous territory of speculating. But she's... I think the safest thing for me to say, as a viewer, as an observer, okay, no, I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not an ED expert. All I could talk about is from my observations from my previous line of work 25 years ago, where I was being roommates with a bunch of girls with A or B EDs. And also as a recovering addict, a recovering cocaine addict myself, and somebody who actually myself went through developmental delays during my early childhood. I did a video about that, actually, which is on my channel page if you're interested. But I would argue she's not, other than the fame and the online fame and being a social media darling, she's not your regular 26-year-old girl. She does come off as a young teenage girl, an adolescent. Between the high-pitched voice, the room decor, more often than not, the wardrobe choices, all of that.
That is a mature adult way of dealing with problems that are lying within yourself. I believe she's 20-something years old, 26, I believe. And the way that her mother treats her seems to be an overbearing force that doesn't allow her to mature to an independent adult. Her friends and people in her life and her close ones should have a hand in helping her recover from an unhealthy lifestyle. But regardless of all of that, if there is a person in a very troubling mindset or situation, it only takes them to fully allow themselves to recover. Imagine you have a sailboat, one of those old boats back in the day that would only move, not with a motor, but rather a giant sail, a piece of cloth that blows with the wind. You can have a boat filled with the best crew members, with a ton of crew members, but if the captain doesn't even have a sail ready to put up, then that boat can't go anywhere. And I feel like a situation like this aligns with this metaphor. A lot of people on the internet, or maybe even her close ones, can try their best to steer Eugenia's boat. But if Eugenia doesn't want to put the sail up herself, then the boat can't go anywhere.
No, and we saw that. Remember, again, the Jacqueline Glenn intervention. We know how badly that ended for everybody concerned. Yes, and probably even more so Eugenia, as we see, as evident, we see today. What's going on? Yeah. Oh, good night, Dragon Lion. Thank you for stopping by. Lauren, arrested development is a definite feature of restricted AD. Yeah, and I've seen that too, in real life, the people that were around me. Yeah, I've seen that too, Lauren.
Where ultimately in this situation, it is the responsibility of, yes, some of her close ones, but mostly it's on herself. How long has the internet and how long has everyone began to attempt to help her? At this point, I think we can all agree that this situation is beyond just a bunch of people on the internet saying, you need some help, you're gonna...
Well, that's obvious, and it's the same thing. How often do we hear, Amberlynn and Chantal, you need inpatient treatment? Everything he says here can very easily also be applied to Amberlynn and to Chantal. Everything he is saying there can be applied to Chantal and Amberlynn. They say, well, Chantal and Amberlynn, you need inpatient treatment, you need this, that, and the other thing. You need a controlled diet in a controlled setting, yada, yada, yada. You know, and here's the thing. The more you keep telling somebody that who doesn't want to hear it, the more they're going to block you out. The more they are going to tune you out. And I think that's what PIerre is saying here. You know, you can do this. You can concern troll. You can show concern. You can even try to set up an intervention till you're blue in the face. It ain't going to work. It ain't happening.
Hurt yourself. It's going to take more than that. It's all within herself.
Definitely.
And if she doesn't want to put up the sale herself, or she doesn't want to help herself, there's not much anybody else can really do.
No, exactly. That's what we were saying all along. You know, and it's the same thing with drug addiction too. The same thing can be applied. You know, again, there is nothing, you know, the addict or the person suffering from the ED themselves, only they themselves can make that ultimate decision, you know, to try to go into recovery. You're never cured, so I'm not going to say cured. Not a good idea to say that. But to go into recovery, only that person. I mean, if they come out and ask you for help, can you refer me to a therapist? Can you refer me to a center? Can you refer me to an outpatient clinic? Whatever. Yeah. You know, and that's when help could be immeasurable in that instant. But at the end of the day, it's the addict or the person suffering from the ED themselves, okay, that have to make that first step, you know, admit that there's a problem. As a matter of fact, you know, many, I'm sure in the chat who are watching have attended 12-step meetings like NA, AA, GA. And I think that's one of the first steps is actually admitting that you got a problem. I don't know. It's been over 10 years. I haven't attended a meeting. So I don't remember all the steps by heart by now, but I believe that's step one. And I think it's applicable in everything in life. In order to solve a problem, you have to first acknowledge that there is a problem to be solved. As long as you don't acknowledge there's a problem that needs to be solved, well, you can't solve it. You're not going to get help to solve it, you know?
Obviously, you can attempt to be a good friend, and you should be there for people in your life.
Yeah.
And hopefully those people are there for your own life as well. But compassion should be balanced. I call it balanced compassion or boundaried compassion. In order to be a good friend, in order to allow people to foster healthy relationships with you, you also have to take the responsibility of knowing how far your compassion should go. Because a good friend doesn't mean an overbearing friend. A good friend can also imply that you know exactly where to stop to
There we go. I like that, balanced compassion. I never heard that before. But maybe that's a term we should start using. Okay, a good example, you know, we see the nastiness, you know, with Chantal and Amberlynn, and we see the nastiness. And I heard in a Charlie Gold stream when he had Miss Hussey on, they were both saying, well, Miss Hussey in particular was saying, you know, her so-called friends, those who are kind to her, who are kind to Foodie Beauty or Amberlynn are not her friends. And those of us who insult her or whatever, those of us who go after her, react to them, we're actually her friends. Well, no, you're not. You're being a bunch of cyber bullies. No, you're not. And they call anybody who shows any kind, who extends any kindness to say Chantal or Amberlynn, anybody who extends this kind of kindness, you're labeled as an enabler. And it's like, wait a minute. No, you can be kind without enabling. You can offer to listen to them. If they want to talk, you can offer to listen. You know, you can offer to listen. That's one thing. You know, I mean, if somebody, let's say Chantal gets a new article of clothing she chose from a tour at all, and if you like it, it's okay to compliment it. And I don't see that as enabling. Enabling was really, let's say we're giving them money to go get the food, or we're going out to get the food in the case of Amberlynn and Chantal. In the case of a drug addict, it's like giving money for drugs, you know, giving money for drugs. That's enabling. That's enabling. You can do none of that. Don't give the money. Don't facilitate them obtaining what they're addicted to. But you can still show kindness, like saying, offer to listen, be a friend. You can still do that. Let's see what you're all saying. Isotope, thanks for keeping me entertained while I pick up the house. Cool. Hi, we. True. Yeah, it is true. Thank you, Isotope. And we. Yeah. Okay.
Allow that other person to be a free and responsible, independent adult to make their own decisions. And obviously, if a person asks you for advice, you should give the advice. But if they don't take the advice, then you're not fully fledged to even give advice. Those people are called assholes or something. Ask holes. Ask for your advice, never take it. So then don't even bother giving the advice. Regardless of that.
He's right. Yeah, it's true. He's right. And I'm one of those people too, like how often do I get told in recent months, you should seek a therapist? Well, no, thank you. After the last experience I had, I stay far away from it. But that's me. If it works for you and that's good for you, all the more power, stick with it. But for me, no, I don't. And I don't really ask for advice where that's concerned anyway. So
if you see your friend or a loved one, a close one, making bad decisions or living an unhealthy lifestyle, you can express your concerns and you can attempt to help, but know exactly how far you're willing to reach.
There you go.
If it's at the expense of your own well-being to a point where it's heavily impacting your life negatively, perhaps you should reconsider where your own boundaries are.
And he's right there, it's up to you. Like addiction and EDs, to a degree, secondary. It has a secondary effect on families or loved ones, wherever it's close. Could be a roommate even. But yeah, and then that's why there exist meanings like Narcanon or Al-Anon, which is for the loved ones, the family members and loved ones of the addict, where they can learn some tools for themselves and able to make those decisions. How much can I take? How much can I not take? What are my boundaries? What's my line in the sand? What's the line I'm going to draw? Absolutely. But, you don't, and you can do that and be kind at the same time. You can be honest and kind at the same time. Take Ilona, Chikara Transformations, as we see. She is blunt. She is direct. But she's not mean.
Because in my opinion, being a good friend is allowing your friends and close ones to make their own decisions as human beings. Does it mean you don't care about them? No. If anything, to a healthy person, it actually implies that you care even more, that you respect that other person's decisions. But hey, man, what can you do with the current state of the world? We can only do so much,
True.
right? It's
So
your multidimensional flip lord. If you want to support this channel, you know exactly what to do, baby. But then, though.
I like his ending. And that is the reaction. Assholes are the worst. Aren't they, though? Not all therapists are equal. So true, so true. He has a channel with his friend who is a psychologist. You see, I did not know that, Rogue Knox. I did not know that. But thanks for letting me know. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. So those are the two reactions. I've been on already for quite a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend the next 5 or 10 minutes, see if you've got you in the chat have any final remarks. And we'll entertain those. If not, otherwise, like I said, this will be available in replay. I will timestamp when I do Ilona's reaction and when I did PIerre's reaction. So you can jump to which one. You might have a preference. You can easily find it. It's called the Tentacle Croissant. I never heard of it. That last person is called PIerre XO. That's his main channel, and he has 2 others, as I'm learning. PIerre XO, as you saw, is a very wise young man. He's wise beyond his years, I find. And I do recommend his channel. His channel is already linked in the pinned comment if you want to check him out and go sub to him. And but yeah, he's you know, he's a commentary channel, comments on a variety of things. He has some very interesting points of view. I highly recommend him. Yeah, you should, Isoto. You should. Who was that last patron? Oh, okay, person. Yeah, okay, that's what we asked. Okay, so that's cool. And so like I said, you know, basically I think I have shown a prelude. I'll do a more detailed video because I have been researching this, a more detailed Amberlynn versus Eugenia video, and I think that will be an upload. I don't know when that's coming out because I'm still in the research phase of it. Okay, but I think this would have been this was a nice prelude because I felt strongly about both Ilona's and PIerre's videos, and I thought, you know, why not react to both of them? You know, why not react to both of them? And I think so. Consider this a prelude. So no, I mean, the video I do on that subject won't be a couple of hours, and it won't be a live stream. It'll be an upload with edits and all that lovely stuff. So, anyways, tomorrow afternoon at about 2 p.m. I will be reacting to, according to Jexi's video, Eric Zink. Does he need to be canceled or rescued? And we're going to discuss that tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow evening at about 9 or 9:30, I'm going to have a guest, Apathy and Doom, with us. And it's going to be a fun Friday night chat. So you won't want to miss that. Apathy and Doom. He did great on his first time doing a live stream over at Peanut's place. Okay, and I'm sure he'll do great here, and everybody will love him. I know the ladies love his voice, that smooth Southern drawl. The ladies love his voice, so I'm sure you'll all love it again tomorrow night over here. Maybe even better than mine. Maybe even better than the sound of my own voice. Yes. So that's that, and that's my plans. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. On the weekend, what am I doing on the weekend? I'm planning to take the weekend off from uploads or live streams unless there is something that on social media land that catches my eye and I have a strong feeling about. Otherwise, then I'll get that up and rolling. But otherwise, I tentatively plan to take Saturday and Sunday off because 2 days with 2 live streams per day in a row, your girl is getting tired. I'm in the Eastern time zone, Isoto. I don't know what it would be for you right now. Right now, over here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, it is 11:18 p.m. It is 11:18 at night. Okay? So I don't know what that would be. It translates to where you are. But yeah. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll be reacting to According to Jexy. And tomorrow night at about 9:30 p.m. we're going to have Apathy and Doom on. Yeah. So anyways, if there is nothing else, okay, so everybody please take care of yourselves and each other. If there's somebody in your midst, okay, thank you, Isoto. Yeah, 3 hours. Okay, thanks. If there's somebody in your midst who is vulnerable or alone, please take the time to give them a call. DM them on social media if they got it. Text them. Sometimes just lending a sympathetic ear can make all the difference in the world to that person. Okay? Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes. Really. Okay. So please do that. Or shaking the rattle can for a last time. All links if you wish to support the channel. Thank you, Lauren, for stopping by. Have a great night. Yeah, the rattle can. All links to support this channel, to either join the channel for PayPal, merch, all in the description box of this video. If you want to join our Discord server, you may do so. You must be 18 and up to join. Okay? So I'll try and have this video timestamped in a humanly manner. Okay, so other than that, until about 2 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard, I'll catch you all then. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. You all rock. Good night.